Hello, I'm Maria Guerra. I will be interviewing on the March 9th, 2021. We'll be in San Antonio, Texas. We are in it. I'm interviewing Ashely Morin. I'm going to ask you about how the pandemic has affected you in your life, and we'll start from the basic.
Okay.
How old are you, and where are you from?
I am 16 years old, and I was born and raised here in San Antonio, Texas.
Wow, you're a true Texan.
Yes.
What is your current occupation? Have you had any other occupations in the past?
I have not had any occupation in the past, and my current one is I am a small business owner. I sell desserts. I recently started this, and I really like this new take that I've given myself.
That's awesome. What kind of desserts do you sell?
I sell chocolate-covered strawberries with breakable hearts, berry cups, and those are like cheesecake with strawberries, flans, choco flans, fresa flans, cake pops, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but cheesecakes too. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yes, it is.
All right. What historical event is most significant to your life or events?
The historical event that's most significant in my life is COVID-19, and this whole pandemic really impacted me.
Yeah. It's a big impact. It's changed a lot. Tell me, why is it so significant, and can you explain what happened during the event?
Yes. This event is significant because it changed the way I live and the way I interact with people. So before, everything was so normal, we would go to school, hang out, give each other high fives, and it went from that to having to social distancing, having to FaceTime if you want to talk to the people you love. I even lost some friends because of that, it impacted because before I would see them, my friends, on a daily basis, right? But then communication was lost, and I lost, like, not lost per se, but there's no connection there made to contact them. There was no connection between, like, the other person and sometimes me. It's been really hard. It changed the way my life was. Before, obviously, I would go to school, come back an 8-hour day, come back to my house, and now I'm here every single day, and I do my work in my room and virtually meet with my professors virtually, with my teachers virtually. Just changed everything from relationships to the way I live.
Yeah, that's so true, especially what you just said right now. So I'm gonna ask you some more questions, like more personal, like in the sense that they're not like as basic.
Yes.
Or like, and sorry, I'm a little nervous, but let's get to it.
All right.
Can you explain how COVID-19 has changed something daily? Like, is there any place you'd go daily or things you love to do daily?
Definitely. It changed everything. Where do I begin? From school. School was something that was normal for everybody in the whole entire world, the whole entire USA. It went from me going to school to having to be in my house virtually meeting with my professors, like I mentioned, or my church. There was a time where we were on lockdown and we didn't have church for a while, and it went from having to go every Sunday to, for a period of time, not going. And it changed the way my practices were run. I do volleyball, and we have to wear masks, and everywhere we go and everywhere we do, when we go to the grocery store, make sure you have your mask on, make sure you have the hand sanitizer, make sure you're social distancing. It changed all of that very much.
As your friend, I noticed it too. Like, we weren't in school much. We weren't like hugging or doing these things. Like, tell me, has COVID-19 ever like been like with like your household? Have you ever gotten sick with COVID?
Yes, I actually have. That also affected me greatly. It started with my mom and my dad and my sister. They contracted the virus, and they were quarantined. I was in my own room. I was isolated from them, no contact whatsoever. and they were there, and they were asymptomatic. Thank God, nothing bad happened to them. They did lose their taste. My mom lost her taste buds for like 3 days. She got them back. My sister too for like 2 days, and my dad probably for about a week. But thank God they got them back. That happened, and then I would eat in my room. I would be isolated, and then that happened. 2 weeks passed by. We were normal. Everything was normal. They were already gone. They didn't have the virus anymore. 2 weeks passed, and then I contracted from my aunt's house because we had, I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and they, we had to go drop off my sister because you know how the new regulations, COVID, you cannot enter with more than one person, or you can only enter with a parent. So my sister went to go with my aunt's house, and whenever we went to go pick her up, she, it seemed that none of my family members contracted it, but I did because I wasn't immune. Because it's saying that they said that once you have the virus, you're immune for like about 3 months or so. And since they already had it, they were immune to it, but I wasn't because I didn't have it and I contracted it from her. And it was kind of tough for me the first couple of days. I was having bad headaches. No, not headaches, sorry. My body ached so much. I was having temperatures like 101 degrees. I didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted to lay in bed. I was so hot. I had aches, body aches, sneezing, coughing, and then I lost my taste buds for like 4 days. No, about a week, and my smell for about a week. And the worst thing is I had Chick-fil-A and I could not taste it. So that was the worst thing of all. Chick-fil-A.
And you gotta have that for Chick-fil-A.
Yes. But thank God now I am recovered. My family is all recovered from the virus. We are safe, thank God. But yeah, I was impacted by that.
So last question. Did this pandemic shape you into a different person today?
Yes, it definitely did, because I guess you could say I was more of an introvert before. And although, you're like, how do you become an extrovert out of a pandemic, right? Like, how do you do that? How do you become stronger? Well, now that things started to run back up, I feel like I became more stronger because my mind is like mentally, like I became more mentally stronger because, we play a mental game every single day. We're deciding questions, and we're like, we're deciding answers for questions. We're just, I feel like it became stronger, and I became more strong enough to ask more questions more openly, more free, instead of being like so hiding and so timid. I feel I became more confident and strong in this pandemic. And I became closer with my family too. So that's another good thing.
Man, see, the pandemic has changed a lot, and you say that you've become a lot like more motivated, even though you difficulties, you did very well. So thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for the interview, and thank you for everything. Like you told me, it was valuable information, and I thank the audience for taking in this information as well.